What's up YouTube, Edgar Kai here bringing you an action figure review, and today we are looking at the McFarlane Toys Wonder Woman figure based on the Wonder Woman 84 film, which isn't out yet as we're making this review. And out of the two Wonder Woman figures, this is the one I definitely wanted in my collection. Just the super awesome gold paint job here, the armor, the wings. This figure definitely has a unique shelf presence. And for the price point, I think it's a great deal. It's a great buy. Just see here, the wings look great. The gold is consistent all around. Just from here you can see that she has pretty good articulation going on. We have a nice flight stand. A not bad likeness of the actress as well. So let's take a look at this a little more closely here. You can see she has a lot of different textures going on. So from the smoothness of the breastplate to the arms, which kind of have like a layered armor look. We have the silver on her gauntlets. We have the brown wraps on her hand. Then the skin tone. And the rest is all that flat gold. I think it looks really good. Now let's take a closer look at the face here. And I'll bring my light down so it's a little more in her face. So the eyes look a little cartoony. I think it's because they added that white highlight in them. So there's something about the eyes just look a little flat, a little less realistic. But I think the shape is good. They're definitely painted nice and clean. And you can see she has a little blush on the cheek, which is really nice. That looks like almost a custom paint job, like someone using an airbrush. I think the lip shape is dead on. Has a little slight gloss on the lip. You can see it there. And it's a subtle color change. So I think the skin tone of the face is great. The eyebrows also look pretty good. But I think it's just the eyes. Something about the eyes is holding this back from being a dead-on likeness, but I think the sculpt is there. I think a little eye repaint might go a long way. Maybe she just has too much of that eyeliner look going on. But otherwise, you can just tell with the strong lighting here, as she stops wobbling, that there is a strong likeness there. I think you can obviously tell who it is. I'm just being nitpicky because, hey, that's my job. So look at the legs here. Look at that detail. It's just so good. Looks great. This looks like a really high-end figure when it comes to the armor part. Got the heels. A lot of detail in there. Pegs in there. Looking good. Here's the hand wraps. Now, a lot of people think that the McFarlane wrist joints are pretty ugly. I mean, it depends on the figure. I think you can get away with it with this one. But definitely that huge ball joint there can be pretty jarring in other figures. Here we go, nice clean hand paint there. Looking good. Alright, let's take a look at the back of the wings here. Now the wings are detachable. I'll show that later. But I just love the way that the gold reflects on each panel of the wing. I think it just looks awesome. Here she goes wobbling. Okay, so for articulation, we have a ball jointed head, which has a lot of motion. Goes really far down. The back is hindered by the hair, but still, you can see a lot of good movement here. So the ball joint is at the base of the head and at the top of the neck. We have a ball joint at the abdomen area, which is nice. We have a ball joint in the shoulder, so check that out. That's really cool, which means that we can get a variety of poses. Then the shoulders could go in and out, as well as fully rotate forward and back. This is a soft piece here, like a soft rubber. So you don't have to worry about that falling off or getting in the way of things. But if this weren't here, I could rotate fully around. We could rotate at the upper bicep here. Double jointed elbows, which is always good if done right. Our wrists can fully rotate as well as bend up and down. And you can rotate at the base of the wrist or at the base of the hand. So we have no waist articulation here, but that's okay because you can get away with the abdomen area. Legs can go fully out, in, forward, back about this much. You have double jointed knees. So if you bend the first joint first and then the bottom one, you get the most motion out of that. For the ankle, while we're here, we can rotate. We can go up and down just a little bit. And then we have toe articulation. So very action figure-y action figure, for lack of a better word. She can move a lot, which is great. Now the wings are also articulated. If we look here, see this joint? They can fold in and out as well as rotate like this. So you get a lot of good motion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove one of it on camera here. And that's what the peg looks like. She's the one-winged angel. Alright, just pop that in. Simple. There she goes. So in terms of accessories, we have this nice DC flight stand, which is great. This top part that I'm holding it by here can slide out and be removed, and you can use it as a clear base and just have the peg there, which is nice. So it works as a base on its own and a flight stand. So this is very nice. It's strong. We can bend here as well as kind of clamp in like that. So it holds the figure nice and well. Obviously the other accessories she comes with are the big wings. And that's pretty much it. We don't have a lasso of truth. No weapons. But I think for the price point, we get a pretty solid figure for $19.99. In a market where 7-inch figures easily go for $27 to $35, this is pretty good for $19.99. And the paint job is clean. This is a great looking figure to have on your shelf. Alright, and as a size comparison here, we can see she's standing pretty tall. I think it's those high heels, right? And her standing next to the NECA scale Batman, which is a very cool figure. This is 7-inch scale. She's got some height on him for sure. So she is on the higher end of 7-inch. This is the Beast Kingdom 8-inch line of figures of the Justice League. So I'm sure if you have them in really dynamic poses, you can't really tell the difference between, like if Superman's hunched over or flying and she's got the flight stand. They may just fit together, but you're really fudging the numbers. I mean, I think Henry Cavill's like 6'1 or 6'2. She's 5'10 in real life, so maybe this makes sense. But yeah, that's what she looks like next to other DC action figures that you may have in your collection. Alright, and as we near the end of this review, I just want to say my honest opinion on some gripes that I have with the figure. And all of them are happening in the frame right now. For one, it's the hands. And it obviously looks like she's supposed to be holding something. These are obviously gripping hands. And it looks like she should be holding a weapon or holding her lasso. And we know from the promo stills from the movie that she does have the lasso on her hip. And it definitely, like I said, looks like she's holding something. So it feels like something's missing. Either we could have had these hands and swappable flight-looking hands, relaxed palms, or straight hands, dynamic hands. Definitely this looks a little out of place, right? So maybe there will be a second run of this, and they'll add a weapon if it is from the movie. This is just me talking, because I know the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn figure, the first run comes with a sword, and the second run of him, the same exact figure, is going to have a mace instead of the sword. So we know that McFarlane is definitely capable of re-releasing the same figure with a different weapon. So my second gripe with the figure is the hips here. This is a very strange shape. I feel like it's so open here, and when we look at the actual card that comes with the figure, you can see that the hips are much more full. Like her legs are much higher up, and it complements the shape that's happening here. This is just really different. Like, so the anatomy is a little wacky. Maybe that's why she looks so tall, because they extended this hip area so much. I feel like if they brought that in a little more, it would be on the money. So obviously, you know, it's an action figure, so it's hard to get things right. But I think the anatomy on the figure is just maybe a little too skinny in this area. You can see it's much wider here. So these are obviously super duper tiny gripes that I'm making a big deal out of. But it is an action figure review, right? And I'm called to give an honest one. But that being said, I do love this figure a lot. I think for $19.99, it's great. I would have easily paid $25 to get a weapon or swappable hands, but I think for this price point, this is just a great looking figure here. And with the flight stand, I think it's just a win. So I think if you are a Wonder Woman fan, this is definitely a must-have figure. For $19.99, I think it just looks amazing, and I've said that so many times already. The gold accent is just super cool, and it'll definitely stand out in your collection, especially on the flight stand here. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out my merch shop in the description below. It'll mean a lot if you just browse through, see all the cool designs that I made that hopefully find their way to your home. So until next time, you guys take care. I'll see you later, and have a good one.